Hi YouTube, it's Pen Paper 19. It's been a really long time since I've come on here. January was a really crazy month, but I wanted to just quickly come on and talk a little bit about what's been working for me for the month of January, because I've really kind of solidified on something that seems to really work for me, sort of. And so just kind of want to do a review of where I am after, 1 month into the new year. So let me move these to the side. This is the pile of stuff that I use every single day. So I just kind of want to go through that. I'm going to fly through a couple of these. This is my work planner, the Golden Coil work planner that I've been using. And it's been working beautifully. I knew it would. I've been using it before. So I've been enjoying that. And of course, my two 5-year Hobonichis A6s that I use for my kids to do their daily, just to write up a little thing about them. I've been doing that. My handy one. I love it. I have been using this beautiful Simkin planner, which I actually really like, for just for a project related thing, and I've been really enjoying it. So it's this one. And now sort of moving to the 3 primary that I've been using every day. This one, let me briefly go through this. This was my shadow light binding art journal that I've been using to do, instead of a daily kind of a written journal, what I do is about every other day, every day if I feel like it, doesn't have to be every day. What I do is just kind of, I'm not an artist, so it's not awesome, but just kind of do an art journal of that day, of just things that have been happening. Just whatever I kind of feel like doing, and it's just been kind of fun to do. So I've been really enjoying that. Yeah, it's been great. I'm really, what it also forces me to do is not take so much time, because I'm not going to sit here and take a lot of time. So usually at night when I'm watching TV with my husband and just unwinding from the day, if I feel like drawing out a few highlights of the day, things to remember, I'll just draw those out quickly and paint them. And I'll usually take no more than about 30 minutes to do it. And it's while I'm watching something else. So it's not like I'm taking a whole lot of time. So I don't feel guilty about it. The other thing, of course, is this beautiful A6 Hobonichi. This was I think it was the, it was the mixed cover that I won off the lottery last year. I really enjoy this. And I've solidified on this being something I didn't think it would be, but I was kind of trying to sell the monthlies I've been using as not as a calendar, because that's not what I'm using this for. That's what I use something else for. I'm using this to just kind of be more creative. So in the monthly, I keep track of packages that arrive. Or rather, when I purchase something, I'll put the name of the store with a kind of a circle next to it. And then when I receive the package from the store, I will check it off. And that way I can just keep track of items that I'm purchasing. And what I've been doing so far is just really kind of random in a lot of ways. I just do kind of what I feel like for that day. It can be a doodle. It can be just notes. I can write. It's just kind of what I'm feeling like. So I've enjoyed doing that because it's just kind of whatever I feel like on that day. And I don't need to feel stressed out about it or anything. I just kind of do what I feel like. And I do like that this is an A6 size, because with an A6 size, I can just, it doesn't really, if I feel stressed out, I can literally put one line in and I'm okay with that. Or I can draw, I can, kind of journal a little bit if I feel like writing. So I like the versatility of this, and it doesn't feel stressful to me because it's such a, kind of a small planner or a small form factor. And I really like using fountain pens in this paper. because again, it's Tomoe River. So I think the biggest surprise for me this month has been the fact that my daily planner that I've been using as like my everyday thing has been this Amanda Rach Lee Doodle Planner 2021. And I'm actually really surprised, really surprised by this because of how much I love kind of the paper and the style of sort of the Hobonichi and like the Sumkin and stuff like that. And so I am actually really surprised by how much I'm enjoying this one, this Amanda Rach Lee. I'm not quite sure how to explain it. It's actually much heftier. It's pretty thick. And I actually really like that. Maybe it's because I'm at home and I'm not carrying this around everywhere I go. Maybe it'd be more annoying if I had to carry this everywhere I went. I'm actually not sure. For whatever reason, I'm actually really enjoying this. It feels nice. It has kind of a leather-like feel. It doesn't bother me that it's not leather, right? I actually really like, I've been just kind of having fun either painting or coloring in the months. I haven't done all of them yet. I think I went through May. But I've been really intrigued by this because I didn't think that I would really enjoy using this, but I actually find I use it every day. I come and use the habit tracker, the mood tracker, I check my monthly, and I've been using, I really like this format. And it's just been really great. It's just been really wonderful. What I do find that is really frustrating for me is the, I don't know that I'd call it frustrating, but it seems to lack organization. And that is the fact that my calendar activities and my like to-do lists, they're all just kind of dumped together. And I think visually that's kind of hard for me. And the thing is, things come up. And so as things come up, they get placed out of order. You can definitely see examples of this. For example, I had put down, 3 p.m., 4:30 p.m. classes for my kids. There's a 7 p.m., 8 p.m. class, but then later on I had a secondary thing that had to happen at 12 p.m. So the fact that things are kind of out of order in a day schedule, it gets a little confusing to me because I can't look at it in one fell swoop. So I've been sort of thinking about this sort of layout quite a bit. And I decided that for the month of February, I am going to try 2 different sorts of layouts. Because I sat and really thought about this layout, which I think is actually pretty cool. Right, it's a pretty good layout. And I was thinking about this. And it's just that everything being together is a little unwieldy for me. And then what I realized when I started trying to like map out, okay, if I don't love that, what is my ideal setup? And I think this is my ideal setup for a week. And it's kind of like on the left-hand side, and I've never seen a planner like this. If anybody has seen a planner like this, can you please let me know? And I mean a planner that looks exactly like this, because I do think my Sumkin is very similar, but it's not what I'm looking for. It's not what I want, right? I think this style is pretty darn similar because the way it does the timed weekly on the left and an open on the right. But I actually think this kind of style this exact thing is what I want. Now, I know you're thinking, why don't I just do a bullet journal and draw this out myself? Which I can absolutely do, and I may do someday. I'm not able to do that right now. I'm too busy for that. But what I really like is this, on the left-hand side, the full week, one view, time denominated in some way, so that I can see exactly at one fell swoop, in order of the day, what my appointments and what like things my kids have and all of that sort of stuff. And then on the right side, broken up into these boxes, because I really do love these boxes, broken out so that I can do the to-dos and notes and things like that. So I think as I sat through it, I think this is my ideal layout. Be awesome if somebody has already done this. But short of that, I realized I don't want, I'm feeling right now, I'm in a stage where I don't want I don't want different planners. I want to use what I have. And realistically, I really like this planner. And again, as I said, I'm not entirely sure why. I actually like the paper. The paper is not, I don't use fountain pens on this paper, so I would have thought that that would be a deal breaker, but it's actually not. It's really smooth paper. I actually love using friction pens on it because it's carefree. I can erase it. And I have been watercoloring things in here. And sometimes I dump a heck of a lot of watercolor, and I have been really impressed. It has never, ever bled through. I will say that this sort of really, really smooth non-cotton paper is not great if you want to glaze or do wet on wet techniques or things like that, right? This isn't watercolor paper, but I will say I am really impressed with how it takes watercolor. So what I wanted to do was, this is the ideal format. I mean, I will say the one thing that always stresses me out about this sort of layout is that if a day, right, there may be light weeks where there aren't a lot of things filling up the schedule, then I do feel that it wastes the space, and that sort of stresses me out a little bit. It shouldn't, but for some reason it does. So, that's kind of it's one of the things that I struggle with is I do think that this is the best layout for me, but I do think that if I had a really, really light week and there weren't any activities on this page, it would stress me out and I'd feel like it was really blank and empty, and that would, I think, bother me. But in the grand scheme of things, I think this type of layout is really my preferred layout. So I'm trying to figure out how can I mimic this sort of idea here, because really I think the reason why I think this is so great is because it's separating out my appointments with my to-dos. And it's kind of hard to do it in this form factor because of how I think the boxes are really small. So I'm going to try 2 different layouts next week. And one is this type of layout, which is I'll have, basically 9 a.m. through 9 p.m. throughout the day. And if there's stuff before and after, I'll just write in the times. And then on the right-hand side, I'll do my to-dos. And then starting on Wednesday, I decided to actually try this one because this mimics the thing that bothers me about here, which is that it could be dead space if I'm having a light week. Like this day, for example, looks pretty light. So I wanted to do something like this, which mimics my Simpkin time schedule, and just have all the time delineated at the bottom, right? Starting at 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then just put like my activities at the bottom, and then I can do the to-dos. We'll have all of this space, basically the whole box for the to-dos. I'm going to try this and see if this gives me the visual kind of organization that I want to see on a day-to-day basis, because I do think that this sort of everything all in one place can get very, it's just visually sometimes hard to see, like in a day when I'm going through a list. I would expect to see things in time order, but it's not really that way. So, I kind of like the idea of maybe trying to do something a little bit more organized and separated. But regardless, I've been really enjoying this. My intent, I usually my brain is always thinking like, oh, what other layout, what other type of planner would work? And because I've been so busy, I haven't had time to do that. And I actually think that's a good thing because I've been sort of forced to make it work. And what I find when I'm forced to make it work is not only do I really, really enjoy it, but I'm learning what it is that I think would work better for me. So this is, this planner, which is not what I would have expected, I have been loving and using as my primary planner. So, I would say these 2 I carry around with me wherever I go so that I can do different things. And then this is just my art one. And I really love that this is basically my all-in-one for productivity, and this is my kind of creative one. As far as the pens I've been carrying around everywhere I go, this is obviously it's not for the art journal. The art journal I actually use my paints and water, brushes. But for this planner and for the kids' planners, the Hobonichi A6, 5-year, I use these are both Superior Labor, and I really, really enjoy using them. This is my pen roll, and I have many other types of pens, but I am just really loyal to my Sailor pens. I really love all my little mini ones, my little Zodiac series mini ones, my Pro Gears, and a few 1911s. So those are the ones that I primarily use for writing in my nice paper. This is what I use actually for use with my art journal. And this actually has been perfect for that. I use this every day. I carry this is my pencil that I use for everything. My Rotring 800 2mm lead holder. I use 2H lead. I have a variety of sizes of, this is my favorite multiliner. The Copic multiliner. This is my favorite, and I have a couple different sizes. I have a couple of these ones too, and I think honestly they're the same thing. This one is refillable. These are refillable. This is not. This is plastic. This is metal. And these are more expensive, and I just find that they feel better in my hand. So I do like the metal ones better than the plastic ones. And I have a couple different ones of these. I have, actually this is an eraser, a Tombow eraser, a stick eraser, some brush pens, a white gel pen, and a couple other pens. So this is all I need for drawing. Like this is comprehensive. I don't need anything else. This is perfect. And then my fountain pens to write. And that covers all the journals that I've been using this month. And I plan to continue doing it. I know, other than fiddling around a little bit with the timing, the dates and all that, of how I separate out tasks throughout my day. I plan to keep doing what I'm doing. I actually like that I'm so busy and don't have time to think about my planning, because it just kind of forces me to use it and make it work and figure out how to make it work. And it actually makes me more efficient, and I think is doing what it's supposed to do, which is help me organize and plan my life instead of me spending all my time, confusing myself and trying to improve a process that I'm not really even understanding. So this is where I am for now. This is what I'm going into February with. I hope everyone is doing really well, and I will talk to you later. Bye.